Om. 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 Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Gananaam Tva Ganapatigam Havamahi Kavim Kavinamupamashravastamam Jyeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashrinvanmurtibhisita Sadhanam. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurureva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharyaparyantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpada Shankaram Lokashankaram Samasta Janakalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram. Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnanapradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hitarthaya Tattva Bodho Vidhiyate. Tattva Bodho Vidhiyate. Yesterday we were seeing the Manomay Kosh. We saw Pranamay Kosh and Manomay Kosh. So, who will tell me what are the constituents or components of the Pranamay Kosh? Of Pranamay Kosh? What are the constituents?
5 pranas
Very
and
good.
5 organs of action.
5 organs of action. Why is it that 5 organs of actions are taken? They could have taken 5 sense organs of perception, but not why did they take 5 organs of action? What is the relation between organs of action and pranas?
प्राण मीन्स बलम एक्शन के लिए बल से.
Yes. So for the actions to be done, we need a lot of strength, and that strength is given by the pranas, the vital air. What are the 5 air, vital air? Five pranas.
Prana, Apano,
Mm.
Prana,
Very good. Very good. So prana, what does prana mean? Prana? gives the yes, prana is breathing. No, no. Prana cannot be taken as breathing because breathing is seen. So breathing is perceived. So that thing, that prana which vitalizes all the sense organs, that is called prana. Yeah, that is on the face actually. Here prana does not mean breathing. Bal and not breathing. So prana gives energy. Prana breathing is perceived. So it is not sthul pran. It is not sthul pran. We have to be very clear about this. That breathing is not considered to be pran here. So breathing means what? Breathing is actually giving us that oxygen. Oxygen intake is there, and carbon dioxide is going out. So whatever cleansing is going on inside, it will create that energy that is required. So dharma of that prana is that we feel thirst, we feel hunger, all those things. So that is that prana, that is that energy. Ye prana. Apan, what does apan do? What does apan do? Hmm? Try. What does apan do?
The rejecting and the
Say, voice is not clear. Say again, please.
The circulation and rejection of all the waste materials from the body.
Yes, good. Pran, apan. Vyan, what does it do? Very good.
Circulation of blood.
Okay. Circulation of that food that is digested. Who digests?
Saman.
Someone digests. And what does Udan do?
One is like your vomiting, then crying, this type of things.
Involuntary actions. Sneezing, burping, hiccups, all those things. Very good. So this five pranas and the five sense organs of action, they are constituting this pranamaya kosha. We saw it yesterday. Then we moved forward to manomaya kosha. Manomaya kosha consists of what? What does manomaya kosha consist of? Hmm? Look at the definition in your books. Manomaya kosh.
Gyanendriya Panchakam.
Yes. And mind. Good. Mind, because manomaya kosh, so mind has to be there. Because it's manomaya kosh. Mind plus all the five sense organs of perception, because mind is perceiving. Mind is the headquarter of all the sense organs of perception. So it works with them. If the mind is not there, the sense organs of perception won't be working. It is open. Open does not mean that it is working. It may be there, eyes may be open, but I'm not able to see because my mind is somewhere else. Okay, so this is Manomaya Kosha. So Manomaya Kosha has got one or two roles. It is the seat of emotions. Why do we need emotions and where do we need emotions? Do we really need emotions? Without emotions, the world feels better.
No, we need emotions.
Why do we need emotions? And where do we
Because
need? Where can we use it to the best?
Amma, I have read this in a book, which means emotional quotient. So EQ, just like IQ, we need good EQ as well. So EQ is like the balance of emotions, but we need emotions because, for example, we need love. So if the emotions can be negative and positive, there can be anger, there can be love. So if emotions are totally invisible or not present at all, then we will neither feel love, we will neither feel anger. So this will be like we will be robots having no feelings. We can't express things.
But don't you feel that sometimes these emotions get a toll on us, and it is better those people, they enjoy more who don't have feelings and who are mechanical and who are working, they manage the world better than us who have a lot of emotions.
But they don't have enjoyment, Amma. They don't have rust. They are rust being.
Okay. Okay, yeah, you're right. But where can we use it to the best, Supratim?
Amma, we have to control our emotions at every stage so that it does not get an outburst. That is what I have read in EQ, emotional quotient.
No, but where to use it? We can use it for higher altar, for higher purposes, for devotion, for seva. All these places, when we use it, that is called the best use of our emotions. Because when we are in service into seva, there we need emotions, because otherwise we won't develop sensitivity to know what the person in front of us requires. To know his or her requirement, we have to develop that sensitivity, and that is only when we have an emotional base, we have this manomay kosh with us. Otherwise, if it is not developed, manomay kosh is not developed, then he will be a very poor servant. Poor servant means what? He is not sensitive enough to know the requirements of the person who is serving, whom he is serving. Otherwise, what does he do? What do we do when we are serving? We actually place ourselves in that person who is serving, who we are serving. We place myself in the shoes of that person whom we are serving, and we try to find out, because that person, a guru, a shrestha person, a mahatma, they won't tell us every time what they require. It is up to us, it is the development of our manomay kosh that will keep guiding us. No, this is the thing that is required here, because I also require this. It is cold, so I also feel cold, so he also must be feeling cold. These are the sensitive points. So if our manomay kosh is not developed, then we will be very insensitive towards others. So and then what will happen? The sambandh, through seva, what we develop is a sambandh, is a relationship. Everything here is in a relationship where give and take is happening. So if I need something from my Bhagwan, from my Lord, I also have to give him like that, because otherwise there's only a one-way traffic throughout. He is only giving me, he is only sensitive towards me. When I also become like that, I'll be a greater receiver. So for myself to be a greater receiver, I have to develop this kosh. So wherever I am living with a servant, or I am living in the office with my employees or subordinates. Everywhere we need this manomay kosh. And what does manomay kosh do? Manomay kosh, with the mind, it also refers to the chit, where it has got all the files, and it refers to those files, and it comes to some conclusion. So when we are doing puja, when we are doing jap, when we are doing upasana, the more this is developed, this kosh is developed, he will have a firm attitude towards his puja. He will have a firm faith in his puja, that yes, whatever I'm doing, that is reaching that Lord. He's taking it, he is loving me. He will have a more gratitude, he'll have a heart full of gratitude. And when the heart is full of gratitude, it is available for you. Understand, there are two things, one is present and one is available. Many things are present, but they are not available. Like cash, like if I have got a lot of money. I gave this example, I think, in my Gita class also. So one thing is called availability and other thing is called present. So maybe I have got a lot of money, but it is in the bank. I have got a lot of knowledge, but it is in the books. I don't remember at that time. So it is not available for me. So when my mind is there, but it is not available, when something is there, the person is there, but it is not available. So this Manomay Kosh, when it is developed, it helps me to make myself more available to the higher. I am available now, that use me. I am there for you. Use me, teach me. What did Arjun tell Bhagwan? Shadi maam tvam prapannam. Shadi maam, मुझ पे शासन करिए आप. This is because he had that Manomay Kosh developed in him. That yes, since 86 years now, we are friends. But this bhav came only when his Manomay Kosh and Vigyanmay Kosh were fully developed, and his mind said, no, right now, I need myself to surrender at your feet, because I need you to become my guru and to guide me. Shasan karo aap mujh pe, to rule me. This is the development of Manomay Kosh. We'll come to it later on, but this helps us in facing many problems in the world. We have got a mixed fruit because we are human beings, we are in human birth, so we'll get always some good or some bad points. Everything, every time, every day is a mixture. Not a single day is there that we get only good or only bad. So these are all mixtures. So when our Manomay Kosh is developed fully, we will be able to tackle those situations that come in front of us more maturedly. We'll have a more matured response towards those situations. And how do you know that the response is good or not? My question to you all is, how do you know my response is matured or not? Matured enough. How will you know?
From the feedback, from the response, Amma, from the situation in response. Like if
Oh,
I'm being angry,
outside maybe people are sometimes biased. We cannot
okay,
count on them always.
No, it
Outside
Amma,
people,
how you feel after the situation.
yes, how you feel after the situation, because yourself, you are your own guide. Your mind will only tell you. If your mind, how when your response is right, Sonia, how will your mind react?
It will tell you.
How will it tell me?
Uh, the subconscious mind, the antaratma will tell, or else
What will it tell? That you did good.
yeah.
One more thing is there. Lakhanji?
I'll be peaceful. I'll
Peaceful. Yes. It won't go to that situation again.
yeah.
My mind will drop that situation. My mind will completely drop that issue. Like I met you. I spoke to you, the interaction got over. But if I spoke even a single word that was inappropriate, I'll come back to my room and my mind will again go back to that word. Again and again it will go back. And this is the reason that my mind will only tell me according to its response. Mind also reacts, mind also gives response. No? So if my mind has dropped that issue, that means I am out clean chit. If it is holding on to something, that means my response could have been better. For that, I have to work hard next time.
Amma,
Oh.
I had two questions actually.
Ah.
So the first question was that if, for example, there is an untoward situation and like the mind is reacting, but instead of reacting, if I'm responding and like I'm dropping that issue. So inside my mind, I feel at times that no, it is an escape mechanism. I'm trying to escape from the situation. That's why I'm doing it. Is it right? And the second thing is like, for example, there are negative thoughts like anger. So for love, we can use that in the service of Lord. But how to use the anger in the service of Lord? How to use the jealousy in the service of Lord?
Yes, yes. Both the questions are, I see, whenever we have to discriminate every situation and see every situation is different, every person is different. So every situation, we cannot demarcate every situation that this should be done in this place like this only. Each person has to decide on its own what should be his response. So escapism might be, sometimes escapism might be a outcome, or it can be done. I mean, maybe that is not escapism, but my mind is saying that it is escapism. It's like that also sometimes. My mind says that you're escaping, but that is the actual response that should be there, that will save you. Like people tell the brahmacharis, the swamis, that you are all escapists sometimes, but it is not like that. We are not escapists. We have not left everything to escape the world and everything like that. Here also we are into the world when we are working here. Yesterday we went to the Ramakrishna Mission. You saw there also how they are working. So escapism might be a word coined by someone, but we don't accept that thing. Maybe like that. So it depends on situation to situation where that word is being used and how it is being used. So we need clarity in that. And what was your second question?
Mama's second question was
Yes,
that
anger. Yes, all the
how
negative
we can use
emotions,
anger and
all the negative emotions can be used for the higher when we are applying it to ourselves. Anger, when we are applying it to ourselves, why I had that emotion that should not be there in my mind. I should get angry on me. Why I made Amma waste her time yesterday. I should be angry on me.
sorry.
Why I couldn't be more sensitive. I should be angry on myself. Jealousy. He is doing, I did 10 malas day before yesterday. I should be in competition with myself. I should do 20 malas today. Today being Sunday, I have a lot of time, so I should utilize that time. Competition should be with myself. So all these emotions can be used for ourselves. This is the development of Manomay Kosh. When we are able to use each and every vritti for our development, for our development to go towards the Lord, for our progress to go towards the Lord. That will be the best use of all our negative, because otherwise Bhagwan won't have made those emotions. If he has made, there has to be some or the other utility of that emotion. Everything has got something. Even the poison is being used as medicine somewhere. So nothing in this world is that you can neglect it, or you can negate it and throw it away. Everything has its own importance. So in this way, all these emotions also, we need to know where we have to use it, and the exact place. If that Manomay Kosh is developed, that exact place will be told by the mind to us, that where we can use it. Okay, so this was our Manomay Kosh. Now we go to the, see Ramji, I gave example of Ramji yesterday, if you all remember, that Ramji used all his emotions he used all his emotions where, like, he used his anger not to kill Ravan. He did not have any animosity towards Ravan as such, but he told Lakshman ji that I want to take out that vritti of ahankar, vritti of ego from Ravan. I don't have any personal grudge with him. Whatever he is doing wrong, I have, because otherwise he would have said that after he is dead, after he was killed, that don't perform the rituals. But he said, no, I don't have any animosity towards Ravan as such. The personality that was lurking in him, I have the animosity towards that personality, not towards Ravan as a personality, because he had got many good points also in him. Okay, so in this way we can see how Lord Rama, how Lord Krishna, they used all their negatives also to bring out the positives in them. Their lives are our jwalant examples. So we should always try to take these examples and try to change ourselves. So this was our Manomay Kosh. So mind is a very good instrument if we use it. If we are not able to use it, then that mind will use us. Either we become the slave or we become the master. Generally, we become the master, slave, and let that mind control us. And there is where the problem lies. Because it will control us then according to its vasanas and all. If we want to develop this Manomay Kosh, then we have to have this Vigyanmay Kosh also developed, Anandmay Kosh also developed, because they are interior. So whatever is interior is more subtler. What is the definition of subtle, by the way? How do you know what is more subtle and more gross?
That which is abstract, Amma.
No.
Like the
Tell me the exact definition what I told you. How do you know that book? I am seeing this book, this Gita book. I am seeing this book by my eyes. My eyes I can see by my mind. The mind is seen by the Atma. So this is the grossest. Eyes is subtler. Mind is more subtler. Atma is subtlest. Now tell me, what is the definition? You understood the example? Whatever I am seeing outside is the book. Any object. Today I don't have my watch. So any object. So this object is seen by the eyes. Eyes is more subtler. Then mind is seeing the eyes. It's more subtler. Then the Atma. Now tell me, what is the definition? How do you recognize what is subtle?
One that doesn't have any shape, or which cannot be perceived physically.
You're getting closer.
Tell you so.
How will you compare two things? What is the difference between this book and the mind or my eyes?
it is not cross. Apanchikrita.
Panchikrita. One is made out of 5 elements and one is not.
No, I want still the exact definition. Yeah, you're right. This is gross. This is made of panchikrit, and mind is not made of panchikrit. It is apanchikrit. What is the difference? Tell me in words now. To see this book, you need how many things? 1, 2, 3. To see the eyes, you need how many things? 1 and 2. To see the mind, you need how many things? 1. I've given you a big hint now. Tell me, what is the definition?
Only gross things can be perceived.
The lesser are the medium, the more is the subtlety. I am looking at this through 3 mediums. I am looking at this book or any object outside. More are the mediums through which I am looking at it. To perceive an object, the more mediums are required, the grosser the object is. And lesser the mediums required, more subtle it is. To see the eyes, I need only mind and Atma. To see the mind, I need only Atma. But to see the Atma, what do I need? When I've just got up in the morning, I'm not aware of my body also fully. I was in deep slumber. I just got up. At that time, not aware of the world, of body, of anything. But still, I know that I am. To know myself, I don't need my mind also. But still, I know that I am. I may be not remembering my name also at that time. So that is the subtlest. Why? Because it is mediumless. You know it. You don't need any medium for knowing it. So what is the definition of subtle? The lesser mediums require to know a thing, it is more subtle. Lesser medium, more subtle. More medium, more gross. Many things you require to see this object. You need light also to fall in this object. You need your eyes also. You need specs also. I cannot see without specs. You need your mind also. You need your Atma also. So many things you need. You need the book also. So many things you require. That is why this is grossest. And what is the difference between subtle and gross? Subtle needs lesser medium. You don't need too many mediums. So how are we going to differentiate between subtle and gross? More mediums we require, more gross. Lesser are the mediums becoming lesser. That means it's becoming more subtler, and then to the subtlest, where we don't require any medium at all. Any question? Did you understand?
Amma, you also referred Manomaya Kosh as Chitta. So Amma, can you please explain what is Chitta? And is it the most is it subtle, the most subtlest or something?
Who will tell me Chit? What is Chit? Gitama?
Memory house.
What is which? It consists of what? Tell me Antakaran Chatushte.
Man, buddhi, citta, ahankar.
Yes. Lakhanji, definition of mind and difference between mind and buddhi.
Mind cannot take decision,
Yes.
but buddhi takes decision.
Yes. Mind coins options.
It
Very good.
gives you a lot of
Now, yes. Now, who's there? Abhamma. What is Chit? Naranji Abhamma.
steps.
Chit. Chitta. Double ta. Chitta.
Memory house. House
Yes.
of memory.
Yes, very good. Where all the files are stored in the form of memory or experience. And what does Ahankar do? Ahankar? Lakhanji?
Feeling of possession.
Yes. These are my thoughts. It possesses. So Man, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankar are the same mind stuff. That mind only is divided into these 4 categories. Man, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankar. Mind gives you options. Buddhi will help you to decide whether which option has to be taken. Chitta is that like that cabinet or a cupboard where all you have kept all your files in the form of memories. To come to a decision that buddhi will refer to those files to come to some decision. More a person is matured, he will have more reference files. Okay, so that is how this works, and ultimately the decision, whatever comes up, that ahankar comes and says, this is my decision, this is my mind, this is my chitta, all of these things. Okay, so this chitta, so wherever this mind is actually, it will naturally, it will go towards the reference files and it will try to pick up. I had taken this point. This is not new for us. That mind stuff is divided into 4. Man, buddhi, chitta, ahankar. Okay. So this is the thing. Now shall we move forward? So we will come to Vigyanmay Kosh today. Vigyanmay Kosh, we'll read it out first. I'll share the file. Can you all see? Are you able to see? Vigyanmayakaha बुद्धि ज्ञानेन्द्रिय पंचकम मिलित्वा यो भवति स विज्ञानमय कोशः. So now this, what is Vijnanmay Kosha? It is saying that buddhi, naturally because it is intellectual sheath, because it is Vijnanmay Kosha, so buddhi has to be there. But with buddhi, like in Manomay Kosh, there was this Jnanendriya Panchakam. Similarly, here also, it has got all the 5 sense organs of perception with the buddhi. Militva yo bhavati sa Vijnanmay Kosha. It has to come to some decision. Okay, so that is why this is how this works. So this is called buddhi Jnanendriya Panchakam Militva. Militva means it has got all the 5 sense organs of perception together with that buddhi, and it forms this Vijnanmay Kosha. Okay, so unless what is the requirement of this Vijnanmay Kosh? Unless there is a doer, we won't act. So this doer is sitting here in this Vijnanmay Kosh. The more firm that doer is, the more firm that action will be. Otherwise, if the doer is very weak, that action won't start. For starting any action, we need that doer to be very strong. It prompts the doer, it prompts the Manomay Kosh, it prompts the Pranmay Kosh. The actions are being done. The sense organs of action start only after it is being prompted by this Vijnanmay Kosh. So ascertaining of I with this action is required, and then that doer comes. That I have to do something, that ascertainment is there. I have to do, I am going to do, and then that action. This both when combined, this is called the doer. A weak-minded person won't start the action. He may be having intellectually that yes, I should do, but unless this doership is strong, he won't start. So this is where this Vijnanmay Kosh works. If a person is dharmic, or at least he has that, at that time he has it, he is dharmic, he will say, no, I don't want to do anything wrong. I don't want to do anything wrong at that time, and he won't do. But if in the mind he is not dharmic at all, he will do a wrong thing. That means what? That Vijnanmay Kosh is not prompting proper actions. So it depends how actually this Vijnanmay Kosh works. How it works, Jnanendriya Panchakam Militva. With that Jnanendriya, with the 5 sense organs of action, perception, it will work. Because buddhi needs information from outside. It needs that information through the sense organs that it will give, and then it will, emotions cannot be formed unless this perception is there. So if there is perception, only then emotions will be formed, only then that buddhi will come to some conclusion. Then Rukmini ji, when she sent letter to Lord Krishna, it is said that it was an officially first love letter to Lord Krishna, when she gave that letter to the Brahmin and she sent it. So how she came to that conclusion that no, I have to wed Lord Krishna only? Because continuously she used to hear from other Brahmins and other praising people that Lord Krishna is like that, he's so handsome, he's so beautiful, he's got so much of strength in him, this and all the praises about him. So when she started listening, through that listen, she came to some conclusion. This is called Vigyan Kosh. And then she had this thought that no, if anybody other than Lord Krishna comes and touches me also, I'll burn this body out. I'll leave this body. I won't be in this body at all. So this is where the notions are seated in the Vigyanmay Kosh. When notions are formed, where is it? It is the Vigyanmay Kosh only. So seat of notion and seat of doership. It has got two things in Vigyanmay Kosh. Seat of notions and seat of doership. Okay, so unless the pressure is from Vigyanmay Kosh, the other Kosh, the Manomay Kosh, the Pranmay Kosh, the Annamay Kosh, they won't work. Because again, it is subtler. Remember the definition of subtle. It is inside. Inside means what? You need lesser mediums to perceive it. Lesser instruments to perceive it. More are the instruments, it will be more grosser. So here Vigyanmay Kosh is more subtler than the Manomay Kosh, and Manomay, it will prompt the Manomay Kosh to act. So that is why Gyanendriya Panchakam Militva is written. Okay, so all the Gyanendriya is important because it will collect the information and give it to you. Now my question is to all of you, which Gyanendriya is most important?
Hearing.
Hearing, not seeing. Eyes.
Yes.
No, I feel hearing. I feel hearing is the most
hearing. And
I
the
feel
feels
all are
eyes.
equally important.
No, it is, you're right, all are important, but still amongst them also.
Without hearing, you cannot do anything. Even if a person is blind, with hearing, he can still understand what's happening, what's going on. He can still go through. But if he's not able to hear, it's the toughest thing, I feel.
Yeah, I'll tell you one story. Here, you all know the story, Ravan, about Ravan. He got deluded by seeing, isn't it? He got deluded by seeing. So, Chakshu is not the most important thing. Many times, it is the ears that is most important, because our doubts get clarified when we hear. Even with Satiji also this happened. She saw Lord Ram wailing and weeping when Sita ji was abducted. She thought, how can this prince who is wailing, weeping for another princess, how can he be the lord of whole Brahmand? This is not possible. So she had faith in that Chakshurindriya more. And inside, Lord Shivji was listening to Ramcharitmanas through Yagyavalkya, I think. There he was listening to it. But she did not have that faith in the Shrotra Indriya, but more in that Chakshur Indriya. And that's why she got deluded. Lord said, okay, if you don't have faith that this is Brahma only, Ram is nothing but Brahma, you can go and test. And she went and tested him. After that, the story goes on. Here also with Ravan also, he thought, let me test Ramji. People say that he is Brahma incarnated as Lord Rama. I will go and ask Marich to become a golden deer. And if he is Brahma, he will know that this is not a golden deer, this is a demon in the form of a deer. So he won't follow him. Lord Ram said, okay, this is your criteria, then let me get myself fooled, and by myself being fooled, you are actually being fooled. And that is how this whole thing took place. And he ran after that marriage, he ran after that golden deer. And Ravan, who thought for a second, that thought had come that this might be Bhagwan Rama, and he started laughing at himself at that time. Say, how fool, what a big fool I am. I thought that this prince will be Brahma. This is mere my dullness or my unwittiness, that I cannot believe like that. So this is a prince only, and I should not take my others' advice like this. Good that I didn't take others' advice. And he ran after that golden. He made marriage run after that golden deer. Later on, we all know the consequences. So here also, we should try to mm, gather such information that will help us grow our chitta, where our files are stored, so that when we are concluding something, we can have proper guidance, proper reference files, and that comes more from hearing rather than seeing. Many a times we may feel that this person is not right. Our chakshurindriya is not always the total witness for proof for all the witness. Chakshurindriya is not always the proof. Remember this point always. One person came to a Mahatma. He was a very big Mahatma. He was a very divine and saintly person. So he came to him and he said that I want to learn from you. Can you teach me? He said, okay, you come to me. You come to me at around 10:30, 11 at night. So he said, okay, I'll come. So at that time, when he was just going to enter his kutia, one lady, all decked up, very nice looking lady, pretty lady, he was coming out of that, she was coming out of his kutia at that time, 11 o'clock at night. And suddenly all his faith disappeared and he went away, he didn't go inside. That lady went inside again and prostrated to that Mahatma and said, why did you call me at this time and you asked me to deck up and come? It was his plan. He wanted to see whether that person will have faith in him completely or not. On seeing such a thing, only on seeing such a thing, if our faith wavers like this, then how, when he will tell that person, the disciple, that you are Brahma, how will that faith be there? Faith won't be firm. You understanding what I'm saying? So in this way, we need to have more belief on what we hear rather than what we see sometimes. The scriptures, the Shastra, the Puranas all tell us that we need to have more faith in the Lord. We need to believe what has been told. We can get what is told. It is there. The Brahma is there. The Lord is there. The Lord loves us. This world is only the fruit of action, nothing else. We should not take this world very seriously. This world is only meant for our betterment. This world is only meant as an instrument to be used as an instrument to get to the higher. All these things are continuously being told, but still we have the faith on our eyes that everything, whatever is seen, is real, and we get carried away when that thing is not there in front of us or some situation is not favorable to us. That's not right. This is the place where we have to change our notions, because hearing will make our notions more deeper, more perfect rather than the eyes. So we should be careful while we are choosing which indriya should be our proof. Okay, so this was our
Amma, I
Vigyan
had a
mein
question.
Kosh. Ha, tell me.
Yes, Amma. The question was like, that is inside, like a personal question inside me. Always my intellect, discards to believe. It says what to believe, what not to believe. It creates a confusion in my mind. How to develop that intellectual shift, like the Vijnana coach inside me then.
See, it all
Lot of
comes
samsha is
by,
there.
it will come, and good if you have samshaya. See, all these are baby steps because we are baby seekers. So you have to use it step by step and come to some conclusion. I'm happy that you're using it at least, so that because you have got sanshaya, that proves that you're using it. And when you start using it, you will come to know whether I have to believe this or not, because your files. See what happens if I took some decision. It can be right or it can be wrong. Suppose the decision is wrong and you have to face the music later on. So if my decision is wrong, at least you know in your notions that that decision that I made was wrong. Now that file is stored in your mind, in your chitta. Second time again you won't take that decision because you have faced the music. You're already in the soup. Because of that, many things may have spoiled. Your reputation may have spoiled, or some relation may have spoiled, or something may have spoiled because of that mistake. When I make mistake, at least that file is being cleared. That file is becoming firm inside. My notions are getting corrected inside. So in this way, a person develops everything. In this way, a person goes. We can learn either from our experiences or from the experiences of our friends or from others or wherever we have heard. That depends on us, our maturity, how we develop those experiences. But everything comes down, boils down to the point: how much are our files matured? How much are reference files thick? Why is a CEO paid more than a employee who is working there in the person who is working directly in the factory? He's working more harder, we feel, at the gross level. He's paid less than the person who is a CEO, and he's sitting in his office, in an air conditioned office. He's sitting there doing nothing. We feel that I don't know what is he doing. What is he being paid for then? He's paid for his files. He has gained those files through his experiences, through others' experiences. Payment and remuneration is for those files. And that is why that is subtler, and it is controlling the other people, the gross people outside. Always the subtle will be controller of the gross. Okay, so we have to continuously keep on trying so that we increase our files. Unless we try, suppose I don't know you and you are my boss. You scolded me. You scolded me for something. And then it will be, and I haven't done that thing. I haven't done anything wrong, but still you scolded me. Now it is entirely upon me how I react. I tell you that I have done wrong. I wait for you to realize yourself, or I shout. There can be many ways. Or next time, whatever I do, I give you with the proof that I am not wrong. I have done this thing, like I tell you. So this will give me experiences that how I should tackle you, how I should react to you, and that will make me more matured. And after a certain time, suppose I reacted to you and I also shouted. And when I shouted, you became quiet. I felt that that's my victory. This happens. I felt that that's my victory. I am your subordinate. You are my boss. I felt that that's my victory, and next time also I should do that. But in the long run, what will happen? I have created a bitterness, and that will show in my relationship or in my work somewhere where he will take that revenge out, and I'll be in the losing position. So always I have to be very, very careful. Then that file will get matured that yes, I should not react, I should not shout every time. This is not correct that I keep shouting. I have to become matured. What is being done? I shouted. That was my mistake. Temporarily, that thing may be seen as a victory, but actually in the long run, it is not. I was in a loss, but that file got corrected. My notion got corrected. This is maturity. And this you will see generally it is seen in the teenagers. They're very reactive, but slowly when they're getting matured, 30s, 35, 40, they have developed their files, and now they know They know how to respond to any situation, to any person, to any family member. This is the thing. This is called maturity. So this comes, how does this come? Again and again, we have to keep experiencing and increasing our file. Reference files, we have to increase it a lot. This Vigyanmay Kosh helps here. Is it clear, Supratim? Unless we use, these are all instruments. Unless we use these instruments, we won't be able to know whether we are on the right track or not. So continuously keep on using this instrument. We don't have any other way. How should I know that pot is hot or cold? I have to use my hands or use something to see. I cannot use my eyes to see whether it is hot. You have to use the right instrument and see. So anyway, these are all what? These are all instruments. These are all mediums for my knowledge. So these are increasing my files. Okay. Any other question?
Thank you, Amma.
Okay, time is over. We'll wind it up. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.